In this video, we're going to go over the King County market updates, primarily focusing on Seattle and Bellevue, and we're going to go ahead and take the numbers from February and January and apply them to our current present time of March 2023. My name is George Rodriguez with eXp Realty, and allow me a few moments today to be your realtor. Let's take a look at King County's data points concerning January and February of 2023 and apply them to current present time. Now, just a little disclaimer, these statistics are all coming from the NWMLS, as well as properties of the residential, condominium, and manufactured property nature. Now, don't mind me as I go ahead and take a look this way to read off these statistics for you. I'm not currently blessed to memorize all these numbers that just come throwing at me, you know what I mean? Let's take a look at the numbers for King County in regard to January and February of this year so we can make a proper assessment for March. In January, King County had a total number of sales at 993 with an average median sale price at $894,000 and the average day on market at 45 days to sell a property. Now, these numbers in February got a lot better. In February, they had a total number of sales at 1,421 with an average day on market at 42 days, and the median sale price actually jumped $50,000 to $944,000 for the average median sale price. Now, taking a look at these numbers, we can tell the market got better for King County in February, but why is that? In the beginning of the new year, we were touching close to 8% interest rates. Depending on what your credit score was, you were getting those 8s, okay? Now, as January moved on, we began to get actually better rates and touching the 5% range. And moving into February, we started to get back to the normalcy of what the mental thought was of actually being within the 6% range, moving into the market into the new year. So what is this information telling you? Well, essentially buyers are coming back into the marketplace and it is the time of buying season getting close. So having the intuition of being able to actually afford your payment and going in with the proper knowledge, people are taking advantage of these price points that just weren't found the previous year. But of course, interest rates were in a different spot as well. To take this information even further, the only way that we can really do that, because we don't have the full data points for March, we can take a look at the last 7 days of our marketplace for King County. And this data is going to have residential, condominium, and manufactured properties within these data points. So within the last 7 days, we have a total of 406 new listings, back on market at 49, reductions at 211. Obviously, we see where list price increase, contingent, and listing expires are. But this is one of the data points I really want you to pay attention to. Listings pending. In the last 7 days, there have been 782 properties that have taken a deal with a potential buyer. That is incredible. Okay, so if you want to see what the market complexion is, you can obviously tell there's a lot of people, families taking advantage of this time. Now, listings sold. 450 are into a sold status from pending. And what that is? Basically, listings sold are basically the deals that were in February getting closed within the last 7 days. Industry average, it takes around 30 days to close a property, depending on what your escrow company is and, complex of the deal. Listings canceled at 57. So what is this information telling you? Essentially, buyers are getting back into the market because of the time of season that we are in. So now let's take a look at January and February for Seattle and Bellevue and apply them to current present time to see how the market is moving in their separate directions. Now for Seattle, we have a January total units sold at 359 with a days on market of 44, an average median sale price at $848,000. Now, February, this is where things get a little bit interesting. In February for Seattle, they have an increased amount of sales at 561 with a lower average median sale price at $831,000. Now the days on market is going lower at 36 days. So this tells us that things are moving a little bit faster, although they may be selling at a lower rate in terms of median sale price from January to February. Let's take a look at Bellevue because their marketplace is actually getting pretty hot. It's still pretty freaking competitive. So now with January for Bellevue, we're looking at 44 sales with an average day on market of 44. And the median sale price was at $1.34 million within January. Now February, things get a little bit more spicy. In January, we're looking at 86 total sales. So their sales almost double in the month of February with the days on market of 39 days. Now the average median sale price has also increased to $1.55 million for the month of February. Moving forward in terms of how are we going to be looking at Seattle and Bellevue. The marketplace is getting a little bit more steep in terms of competition because, relatively speaking, this is going to be more of a buying time because more people are getting in tune to how the market currently is. No matter what happens in terms of how the marketplace is looking, people will still be buying and selling. Yes, the overall relative optics of how the market is looking is different in terms of if you're looking at social media or if you're going to be taking your own data points and presenting your own personal intuition moving forward. So now you watching that video, you're wondering, well, how am I going to take all this information again and apply this even further? Well, as a buyer or seller in this market, we have to be understanding of what their current mortgage rates are. And luckily for you, I have these for you currently. Now, don't mind me as my face gets brighter as I read these off to you. Now, when it comes to the current conforming loans for a conventional, your mortgage rate has actually dropped in terms of what it was just a week ago. Now, you're going to be at a 6.34% on a conventional 30-year loan. And also with FHA, you're going to be sitting at a 5.81%, which has went up this past week. And then your current VA loan is going to be at 5.77%. So it's nice to see that 5% are coming back into the marketplace, but that also brings you to the assumption that with these lower rates, you're now going to get the opportunity to have a bidding war. So understand that when these good properties do come onto the marketplace, we do have to put our best foot forward because you may not be the only one searching for that home. So that opportunity that you had where you're going to be getting tons and tons of thousands of dollars in credit may not be the option currently anymore, and you maybe have to get more used to the opportunity of actually offering at asking and asking less in return. If you find yourself in a position where you need more isolated information, a more one-to-one conversation, you can find all my contact information down below if you are considering in buying or selling within the entirety of Washington State. So let's take a look at some properties that were the most expensive sold within the month of February. This property was sold for $20 million, which is above the ask price of 18 or so million that they were currently asking. So let's take a look at this property in Medina, Washington. Now, obviously, you're going to have the ambiance of the water. Okay, so if you can't swim, this may still be the property for you. Just don't touch the water. So here we have your beautiful ambiance and your launch deck right at the backyard of your property with a beautiful pool on the exterior as well. Look at that. Now, moving forward, when you see the inside, you are going to have the nice decorative wall with your wood-burning fireplace. I could be wrong, but it looks like a wood-burning fireplace from this photo. Your kitchen, I would slap some new counters on that bad boy for sure. Okay, now, here is your bedroom where the magic happens. This magic is going to have the ambiance of that sun just smacking your face when you wake up. So hopefully you have those nice remote blinds to kind of, cover that from happening. The next property we're going to take a look at was sold in Seattle at $2.6 million with the original asking price at $2.4. Now, so this was sold over $200,000 over asking with 2 days on market. As you can tell, the exterior and interior of this property was remodeled, and you do have that nice ambiance of your nice flat quartz counters that are going to be present within the kitchen as well with a nice white backsplash. Now, the backyard is actually one of my favorites. I am a good sucker for green grass, and Lord, looks like you got it here. Now, you're going to have your feng shui out here in the exterior, as you are going to have the ability to have your Cobra Kai going on if you would like. Next, we have Bellevue with this property being sold at $3.5 million with 4 days on market. Now, this was basically sold at asking. I am rounding up as it was originally sold at $3.499 million, but it's easier to just say 3.5. Looking at the exterior, you can tell this was a more of a newer construction build. Moving into the interior, you are going to have that nice graphite, I'm gonna say graphite, looks nice, graphite fireplace with your back accent wall. Moving forward to the kitchen, you are going to have your quartz countertops with your two-tone counters because your island's gonna have that black finish with the body, with the exterior of the kitchen going to have that white tone. And as you can tell, this is going to be a wine lover's dream. I know that if my wife wasn't pregnant, she would be all over this wall. Now, taking a look, you are going to have the gold accent fixtures, which is a nice modern touch, because I personally feel black's getting a little outdated on the fixture, so it's a nice touch when you do see a home with that nice gold accent to your counter space. Don't forget to like and subscribe this channel, as there will be continuous market updates for our Washington area, and as always, y'all take care.